You know what the world wants from you? Compliance? Oh, they don't say it out loud, of course. They mask it with sweet words: fit in, follow the rules, play it safe. But let's not lie to ourselves. What they really want is for you to stop trying, to stop fighting, to stop dreaming. Because every time you dare to defy their little box, you remind them of what they lack. Courage, purpose, fire. Fire. But you're not here to fit in, are you? You're not here to be like them. No. You're here because somewhere deep down, there's a voice. A spark. It whispers to you when the world gets quiet. It screams when you try to ignore it. Get up, it says, restart. And that word restart terrifies them. Because to restart means to admit you failed. To own your mistakes, to confront every bruise, every scar, every damn thing that broke you. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. Restarting. That's power. It's the courage to pick up the pieces of your shattered world and say, this isn't the end. Not for me. Oh, how they'll laugh at you. How they'll mock you. Why bother? They'll sneer. You've already fallen. You've already lost. But you'll smile. Because you know something they don't. Falling doesn't mean failure. Losing doesn't mean it's over. The journey doesn't end when you hit the ground. It begins when you decide to rise again. Let's talk about that fall, shall we? The one that knocked the wind out of you. The one that left you broken, bleeding, begging for mercy. Do you remember how it felt? That moment when everything went dark and you thought, this is it. I can't go on. But guess what? You did. You're still here, still breathing, still fighting. And that, my friend, is the beginning of your power. You see, the fall, that's where most people stop. They let the pain consume them. They let the failure define them. But not you. Oh no, not you. Because you understand that the fall is just a chapter, not the whole damn story. And every great story, it needs a plot twist, a turning point, a moment where the hero you decides to fight back. But fighting back, restarting, it's not easy. No, it's messy. It's crawling through the dirt, clawing your way out of the pit, screaming into the void. It's facing the darkest parts of yourself, the fear, the doubt, the regret, and saying, I'm not afraid of you anymore. You know why most people never restart? Because it means giving up the illusion of control. It means admitting that the life they built, the one they clung to so desperately, wasn't right, wasn't enough. It wasn't them. And that scares the hell out of them. But you're different. You've already felt the pain. You've already faced the loss. So what's one more step into the unknown? You've been told that starting over means weakness, that it's a sign you failed. But let me tell you something. There's nothing more dangerous, more powerful, more full, more unstoppable than someone who's willing to begin again. Because a fresh start, it's a weapon. It's a chance to rewrite the rules, to defy the odds, to build a life so unbreakable, so undeniable, that no one can take it from you. So let them laugh. Let them mock. Let them point their fingers and say, you'll never make it. You don't owe them anything. Not your time, not your energy, not your explanation. The only person you owe anything to is yourself. And you owe yourself this, the chance to rise, the chance to restart, the chance to become everything you were meant to be. And let's not sugarcoat it. Restarting isn't glamorous. It's not the montage they show in movies with triumphant music and picture-perfect moments. No, it's raw. It's gritty. It's waking up every damn day, dragging yourself out of bed, and fighting the voice that says, stay down. It's choosing to believe in yourself when no one else does. It's taking one step forward, then another, and another, even when the path is shrouded in darkness. But here's the thing about darkness. It doesn't last forever. It can't. Because every step you take, every move you make, brings a little more light into your life. And before you know it, the shadows start to fade. The fear starts to quiet. The doubt starts to crumble. And in its place, strength, resilience, freedom. So what's it going to be? Are you going to stay down? letting the world tell you who you are, what you're worth? Or are you going to stand up, brush off the dirt, and say, watch me? Because the truth is, the world doesn't define you. Your past doesn't define you. Your pain doesn't define you. Only you define you. Restarting doesn't mean forgetting the past. No. It means using it, learning from it, taking every lesson, every heartbreak, every scar, and turning it into fuel. It means looking at the person you were and saying, thank you for getting me this far. But now, it's time to become someone new. Because the greatest version of yourself, it's not behind you. It's not in the past. It's waiting for you. It's out there, in the unknown, in the chaos, in the journey you're about to take. And the only way to find it is to take that first step, to restart. You've already survived the worst days of your life. You've already proven that you're stronger than they're stronger than the doubt, stronger than the fear. So what are you waiting for? The world isn't going to wait for you. The clock isn't going to stop ticking. And every second you hesitate is a second you'll never get back. Restarting isn't a setback. It's a comeback. It's not an ending. It's a beginning. And you're just getting started. So stand up, take a deep breath, look the world in the eye and say, I'm ready. Because the journey ahead, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be smooth, but it's going to be worth it. And when you reach the other side, when you look back at the path you've traveled, you'll realize something extraordinary. The pain, the struggle, the heartbreak, they weren't obstacles. They were stepping stones. They were the foundation of your strength, the proof of your resilience, the reason you became who you are. So restart. Not because you have to, but because you choose to. Restart because you're not done yet. Restart because the best chapters of your story, they're still waiting to be written. And you're the only one who can write them. You've got the pen in your hand, don't you? The ink is yours. The pages are blank. And the story belongs to no one else. But here's the twist. They don't want you to write it. No. They want you to let it fade, let it sit, unwritten, let it be forgotten. You see, the world fears the unknown. It fears someone brave enough to pick up that pen and say, this is my story now. But you're not here to blend into the gray masses. You're not here to whisper your way through life. No, you're here to shout, to scream, to carve your name into the stars. Because that's what restarting is. It's the courage to rewrite the script, the audacity to change the ending. And don't kid yourself, it takes audacity. It takes rebellion. It takes standing up and saying, no, I won't be a bystander in my own life. The voices will try to stop you. Oh, they'll get loud, won't? What if you fail again? They'll hiss. What if it's worse this time? And maybe they're right. Maybe you will fail again. Maybe it will be worse. But here's the thing, you've survived failure before. You've endured the worst storms, faced the darkest nights, and yet you're still here. So tell me, what makes this any different? The secret, it isn't different. It's just another challenge, another battle, another chance to prove that you're not defined by the falls, you're defined by how many times you get back up. So let the voices scream. Let them rant and rave. Let them throw every doubt, every fear, every insecurity at you. And then, smile, laugh. Because the louder they get, the closer you are to breaking free. Restarting isn't about perfection. It's not about doing it right or having all the answers. No, restarting is messy. It's chaotic. It's full of missteps and mistakes and moments where you think, what the hell am I doing? But that's the beauty of it. Because every stumble, every wrong turn, every step into the unknown, it's teaching you. It's shaping you. It's building you into something unstoppable. And the pain, oh, the pain, it's inevitable. But let me tell you something, it's also temporary. It's a fire, yes, but fires burn out. And when they do, what's left? Ashes, sure, but also strength, also clarity, also you standing there, unbroken, unbeaten, unrelenting. So what now? Are you going to sit there, letting the fire consume you, letting the doubts win, letting the voices drown out your truth? Or are you going to stand up, walk through the flames, and come out the other side reborn? Because that's what restarting is. It's a rebirth, a chance to become someone new, someone stronger, someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives. The world doesn't owe you anything. It never has, and it never will. But you owe yourself everything. You owe yourself the chance to try, to fail, to rise, to live. Because at the end of the day, when the dust settles and the world goes quiet, the only question that matters is this: did you fight for yourself? Did you restart your journey, no matter how hard, how painful, how uncertain it was? And if you can look in the mirror and say, yes, I did, then you've already won. So pick up the pen, write the story, and show the world what it means to restart. Not because you have to, not because they expect it, but because you're worth it, because your story, it's far from over. It's just beginning. You see, the most powerful stories are the ones that rise from the ashes, the ones forged in the heat of despair, molded by hands trembling with doubt, and written with ink made from tears and grit. These are the stories that inspire, the ones that shake the very foundation of mediocrity. Your story? It has the potential to be all of that, but only if you dare to turn the page. They'll try to tell you otherwise. They'll whisper that it's too late, that the damage is too deep, that the path forward is too uncertain. And maybe for a moment, you'll believe them. Maybe you'll look at the wreckage of your life and think, they're right. What's the point of trying again? But let me ask you this: what's the point of staying where you are? What's the point of letting the pain define you, chain you, own you? Because pain, as cruel as it is, has a purpose. Oh yes, it's not just there to break you, it's there to awaken you, to shake you out of the comfortable lie that you're meant to settle. Pain is the alarm clock, the one that screams, get up, move, fight. It's not a curse, it's a call to action, a demand that you stop surviving and start living. So feel it. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't drown it in distractions. Look it in the eye and say, thank you. Thank the pain for reminding you that you're alive, for reminding you that you're capable of enduring, of growing, of changing. Because every tear, every scar, every sleepless night, it's proof. Proof that you're stronger than you know, braver than you feel, and more resilient than you believe. Now, take that pain and turn it into fuel. Use it to ignite a fire so fierce that it burns through every excuse, every doubt, every fear that's ever held you back. Let it light the way forward, even when the path is dark, even when it feels like you're walking alone. Because here's the truth: they won't always understand. They won't always support you. Hell, some of them will root for you to fail, but their doubts, their disbelief, that's not your burden to carry. Your only burden is to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep proving, not to them, but to yourself, that you are worthy of the life you desire. Because at the end of the day, it's not about them. It's not about their opinions or expectations. It's about you, your journey, your fight, your triumph. So, take a deep breath. Feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, and then decide, are you going to let it crush you? Or are you going to rise up stronger than before, ready to carry it, with pride? Because that's what legends do. They don't shy away from the weight of their journey. They embrace it. They let it shape them, define them, elevate them. And you, my friend, you are on the brink of becoming a legend, but only if you choose to be. Only if you dare to restart, to rebuild, to rise. So take the step, write the next chapter, and let the world see what happens when someone refuses to give up. Let them see what happens when someone restarts their journey, not with fear, but with fire. And here's the thing about fire: it doesn't just destroy. No, it cleanses. It purifies. It strips away the old, the weak, the false. What's left after the flames have had their way? Only the strongest parts of you. Only the raw, unpolished truth of who you are. The world wants you to fear the fire. They want you to shrink back, to stay cold, stay safe, stay small. But you've got to be the one who walks into it willingly. Because the truth, the raw, unfiltered truth is this: nothing grows in comfort. Nothing evolves in safety. You can sit there, clinging to what's familiar, what's easy, what's comfortable, but that's not living. That's existing. And existing, it's a slow death. Living, truly living, requires risk. It requires courage. It requires pain. Yes, pain. The kind that tears you apart, but only so it can rebuild you into something unbreakable. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the fear to go away, because it won't. Fear doesn't disappear, you learn to move through it. You learn to let it push you, not paralyze you. You learn to dance with it, to let it sharpen your edges, to let it remind you that you're alive. Because fear, it's not your enemy. It's your ally. It's the whisper in your ear that says, this matters. This is worth fighting for. And don't fool yourself into thinking it'll be easy. No, the road ahead is long. It's hard, and it's full of obstacles that'll make you question everything. You'll fall. You'll fail. You'll cry, scream, and wonder if it's all worth it. But those moments, they're the crucible. They're where you're forged. Because the harder the journey, the sweeter the victory. The greater the pain, the more profound the growth. And when you stand at the summit, when you look back at the scars, the tears, the battles you thought you'd never survive, you'll realize something. It wasn't the summit that made you strong, it was the climb. It wasn't the victory that defined you, it was the fight. And that fight, that's where the real story lies. That's where the legend is born. So take one more step, and then another, and another after that. Don't stop, don't quit, don't look back. Because every step forward is a step closer to the person you were always meant to be. Every stumble, every fall, every scrape and bruise, it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the masterpiece you're creating. And let me tell you, it's going to be one hell of a masterpiece. You are the artist of your life. The world is your canvas. The pain, the struggle, the setbacks, they're just the brushstrokes. So paint something worth remembering. Paint something bold, something wild, something that screams, I was here. I mattered. I lived. And when it's all said and done, when the final chapter is written and the curtain falls, let them say this about you: they didn't just exist, they blazed. Blazed indeed. A fire so fierce it left a mark on the world, on the people around you, on every soul that doubted you. Because in the end, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Not just surviving, but thriving. Not just proving them wrong, but proving yourself right. Let them laugh, let them scoff, let them say it can't be done. Because when the dust settles and they're still standing in the same spot, you'll be miles ahead, scarred, yes, but shining. Here's the thing about scars, they're not signs of weakness. Oh no, they're medals, reminders that you stood in the storm and didn't bow. They tell the world, this is where I fell. But more importantly, this is where I rose. And every scar, every bruise, every heartbreak, it's all fuel. Fuel to push harder, fight longer, climb higher. The world wants you to believe in limits. It thrives on them, worships them. But limits, they're just illusions. They're whispers from the scared and the small, telling you to stay where you are. But you've got to be louder. You've got to roar back, watch me. Watch me break the chains, watch me shatter the ceiling. Watch me turn every no into a resounding yes. Because the truth is, no one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you the life you dream of on a silver platter. If you want it, you have to fight for it, claw for it, bleed for it. And when the world pushes back, when it tries to knock you down, you push harder, you rise higher, you become unstoppable. And it's not about perfection. Oh no, perfection is a lie, a trap, a myth designed to keep you chasing something you'll never catch. It's about progress, about resilience, about showing up day after day, even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when it feels like the whole damn universe is against you. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every moment you refuse to quit is a declaration. I am more than my failures. I am more than my pain. I am unstoppable. So, don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the stars to align or for the fear to vanish. Start now. Start messy. Start scared. Just start. Because every journey, every triumph, every revolution begins the same way, with a single, defiant step forward. And when you do, when you take that first step, and then the next, and the next after that, you'll realize something extraordinary. You'll realize that the only thing standing in your way was the fear of trying. And once you've conquered that, the world is yours. Burn brighter, rise stronger, live louder. This is your story, make it legendary. Legendary, that's the word, isn't it? The kind of story they whisper about when the world grows quiet. The kind of legacy that outlives you. But here's the twist, the path to that legend. It's not paved in gold. It's paved in sweat, tears, and raw, relentless determination. It's the kind of path that most are too afraid to walk. Too afraid to face the failures, too afraid to meet themselves in the mirror, stripped of excuses. But not you. No, you're different. You've seen the bottom. You've tasted defeat. You've stared into the abyss and smiled back. Because while others crumble, you rise. You take the punches, the betrayals, the heartbreak, and you turn them into fuel. You turn them into fire. A fire so fierce, it can't be extinguished. A fire that consumes doubt, fear, and every whisper you can't. And here's the thing, they'll doubt you. Oh, they'll doubt you every step of the way. They'll question your sanity, your decisions, your dreams. They'll laugh at your ambitions because it's easier for them to mock than to try. But let them. Let them laugh. Because while they're busy laughing, you'll be busy building. While they're busy doubting, you'll be proving. While they're busy clinging to comfort, you'll be diving headfirst into the chaos, emerging stronger every time. Because life isn't about playing it safe. It's not about avoiding pain or sidestepping failure. It's about embracing the chaos, dancing with the uncertainty, and shouting into the void, I'm still here. Pain doesn't break you. Fear doesn't stop you. Failure doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do next. What defines you is the way you rise when the world expects you to fall. So keep going. Keep fighting. Keep building a legacy that screams resilience. A legacy that says, they threw everything at me and I still rose. Because when it's all said and done, it won't be the doubters, the naysayers, or the critics who matter. It'll be the mark you leave, the lives you touch, the proof that you were here, and you didn't just exist, you lived. You thrived. You rose. And when you rise, it's not just for you. It's for every soul that's been crushed, every dream that's been mocked, every voice that's been silenced. You become the proof they need, proof that it's possible, proof that the fire inside can burn brighter than the storms outside, proof that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can get back up and rise even higher. But don't be mistaken. Rising isn't about perfection. It's messy. It's painful. It's raw. It's screaming into the void when no one's listening. It's stumbling in the dark, feeling your way forward, step by agonizing step. It's holding on to hope when the world gives you every reason to let go. And yet, through all of it, you rise. Not because it's easy, but because you have no other choice. Because staying down was never an option for you. They'll ask you how you did it. They'll beg for your secret, the magic formula. And you'll laugh not out of mockery, but out of understanding. Because the secret isn't magic. It's work. It's grit. It's standing in the fire and refusing to be consumed. It's choosing to fight when surrender would have been so much easier. It's turning every no into a challenge, every failure into a lesson, every scar into armor. And here's the beauty of it. Every time you rise, you rewrite the rules. You shatter the limits they tried to place on you. You become a force they can't ignore, a story they can't forget. Because while others let pain define them, you let it refine you. While others let fear paralyze them, you let it propel you. And while others dream of greatness, you step into it. This journey you're on, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak or the timid. It's for the warriors, the rebels, the ones who refuse to back down. It's for the people like you who know that pain is temporary, but the legacy you're building, that's forever. So don't stop. Don't look back. And for the love of everything, don't let the doubts creep in. Because you're closer than you think. Closer to the breakthrough. Closer to the victory. Closer to becoming the legend you were always meant to be. Closer, yes, but not without a cost. Greatness demands sacrifice. The kind that stings, the kind that scars. It demands late nights and early mornings. It demands losing people who once felt like your world and finding yourself in the silence they leave behind. It demands facing your reflection stripped bare of illusions and saying, "This is who I am, and this is who I'm going to become." But isn't that what makes it worth it? The pain, the struggle, the moments where you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, it all becomes part of the story. A story they'll tell long after you're gone. They didn't just survive, they'll say. They thrived. They conquered. They turned their pain into power and their defeats into a legacy. Because that's what pain is, it's power in disguise. It's the fuel that keeps your fire burning when everything else runs out. It's the voice in your head that whispers, you can't quit now. Not after everything you've been through. And so you keep going, not because it's easy, but because you've come too far to turn back. They'll tell you it's not worth it. That the sacrifice is too great. That the journey is too hard. But they don't know what you know. They haven't felt what you felt. They haven't stared into the darkness and found light. Because that's what you do, you find light. In the chaos, in the pain, in the moments where everything feels lost, you find a spark. And you hold on to it like your life depends on it, because it does. And as that spark grows, so do you. Stronger, bolder, unstoppable. You stop asking for permission, and you start taking what's yours. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, and you create it. You stop fearing the pain, and you embrace it because you know it's shaping you into the person you're destined to be. And that person, they don't just survive. They thrive. They rise. They conquer. And most of all, they inspire.